Okay, we were talking about election night. This is the second part of it because I had already gotten to 30 minutes and I didn't want the tape just to cut me off. So we were talking about, the Russian prostitutes in Moscow peeing on the bed, and the word compromat, Kompromat, which is what I consider probably equal to our word compromised. But Michael asked Keith Schiller if any of this could have happened, and Keith said, no, I was standing outside the door until a half an hour after Trump went to bed, and then I went to bed, and then he was glued to the boss's side the whole time. So, Keith said it didn't happen. Well, Keith went to bed. I mean, Keith goes to bed. The boss calls up and says, send me 3 prostitutes up. Keith's in bed. Keith wouldn't have known. Keith didn't sleep with Donald. He had his own room. So Schiller said it never happened. I stood outside his room for a half an hour after he went to bed. I checked the door was locked until I went to see the boss in the morning. There are ways around that. So as far as Keith knows, nobody else went into the room. But that doesn't mean, that's just as far as Keith knows. So then there's this other guy, Georgie, I can't say his name. I mean, who has 6 consonants without a vowel? Schiller. He's a Georgian-born businessman, okay? So Michael knew him socially. And then Georgie and I were, he and Georgie were tennis players and into real estate together. And so he was connected to Moscow. And he had told Michael that he had heard rumors about this. And he specified it as the Ptape. So this was something that was making the rounds. He just dealt with Stormy Daniels, and before that Karen Dougal, and now Trump was threatened with this. And he hadn't even been inaugurated yet. And there's a Ptape, okay? So Georgie told him he had stopped the flow of some tapes from Russia. So then the Steele dossier came out, and when the Steele dossier came out, then Michael's name was out in the public again and again and again, and he was like, they're telling him Michael went to Prague. Michael never went to Prague. Michael even had to prove it to Trump and all of them in his office one day, and they made him come up and bring his passport, and he had to show everybody his passport. I think we've already been over this, but Michael never went to Prague. And so he says, because that was wrong in the Steele dossier, what else is wrong in the Steele dossier, okay? The Steele dossier, or maybe Trump said it already, that his father-in-law was also a tycoon in Russia, but he was a Ukrainian. He wasn't a tycoon in Russia. And he lived in the United States, I think. So then Michael went out, on cable TV to, punch for Donald Trump that all this was horse shit. And because he knew the boss wouldn't like all the negative attention that Michael was getting. What's all this about, Trump said. Michael's got like, what? He goes, you going to Prague? And Michael's, I never went to Prague. So this is when they wanted to see his passport, and the people in his office were Jared Kushner, Steve Bannon, Reince Priebus, and Hope Hicks. And they all pass it around, and then they're like, do you have another passport? No, I don't have another. This is the only passport I have. So then they're like, Priebus said it, we should take a picture of his passport and post it so that everybody knows he didn't go. Great idea, says Trump. Okay, and so the FBI also investigated that rumor that he went to Prague and said it was garbage. Michael didn't go to Prague. And I'm not taking up for Michael here. I think that it's awesome that he has written this book. I believe him when he says he's truly, truly sorry and truly, truly ashamed. And I think that people can be redeemed. And I think that People can learn from their mistakes. And maybe I'm naive, but I don't think so in this case. I think that he is truly, truly sorry. So anyway, to this day, there's still people that swear he went to Prague. But anyway, he said, in this way, I became the personification of all that was wrong and terrible about Trump's victory. And the Russian interference, the lying, the racism, the nativism, all this kind of stuff was Michael's fault, apparently. He was the lightning rod. He said that before he had told the Vanity Fair reporter that he would take a bullet for Donald J. Trump, but he said, not if Trump was pulling the trigger. And that's why Michael wrote this book, because Trump tried to pull the trigger on him. So then the end of the chapter, Michael goes to D.C. And Trump was expecting him and cleared out the Oval Office, and he showed Michael around the Oval Office, and he's like, look at all this. Can you believe this? The history, the desk, everything. You know, he's got the Resolute desk and the picture of George Washington. And he had the gold drapes installed, and he had a picture of Andrew Hickory Jackson in his office, because Bannon had convinced him that he convinced the historically ignorant Trump that he most resembled Andrew Jackson for his populism and his bluster. So Trump asked Michael, what did you think about the travel ban? And Michael says, no, you mean the Muslim ban. I hate it. I think it's disgraceful. I thought your first policy was going to be infrastructure. And he said, yeah, but that was Bannon and Stephen Miller's idea. They'll fix it the next time around. So that is the end of chapter 15. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know when I'm coming on. Hit the like button, and stay tuned, because there'll be more. Loving this book. I'm really ready to get into Rage. So that ought to be cool too. I can't wait to read it. I'd like to get it read before everybody else gets it read. But let's see how many chapters are in this book. We're on 16. We'll be doing 16 tomorrow. There's a big appendix. We're not going to read through that. Appendix, documents, tweets, and photos. There's an epilogue. We'll do that. Otisville Prison, the Conviction Machine. Oh, and there's a Typhoon Stormy Part 3. So we'll do that tomorrow. And if I do that tomorrow, I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow, so I can probably finish this book tomorrow. We can do Typhoon Stormy Part 3, which is chapter 16, and then we'll do that in one video. And then we'll do the Conviction Machine, which is not a very long chapter. And then chapter 18 is Otisville Federal Satellite Camp. That is like 3 pages. And then there's an epilogue. So we can do all of this tomorrow, and then we can get started on Rage. How's that sound? I'm excited. Okay, guys, again, please be subscribers. You know, I've got like 2,000 people watching my videos, but 760 subscribers. So if you're watching my videos and you like them, I would love for you to become part of our subscribers family. Thank you. Bye. Have a great week. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.